Today on The Occult Detective, we're going to talk about Kolchak The Night Stalker. The Night Stalker first aired when I was a couple of months shy of 6 years old. It was January 11th, 1972. It was a huge success, the highest rated TV movie in television's history. It was written by Richard Matheson, just one of the greatest writers that ever touched television or horror fiction. He was probably best known for work on The Twilight Zone, of course, I Am Legend, The Legend of Hell House. Just a tremendous author and a great storyteller. It was produced by Dan Curtis of Dark Shadows fame, and it starred Darren McGavin, who probably most of you know as the father to Ralphie in The Christmas Story, a perennial classic Christmas movie that airs every year, oftentimes in marathon form. But to 5-year-old me, Darren McGavin was everything. I just loved that movie so much. The Night Stalker. It was terrifying. Of course, I was so young, but I was already obsessed with monsters. You know, universal monsters in particular. Dracula, Wolfman, Frankenstein, the Mummy, all that stuff was just a huge part of my life at that time, and I was already obsessed with UFOs and Bigfoot and all that type of folklore and legend. So the Night Stalker was tailor-made for me. So like I said, a big fan. Last year celebrated its 50th anniversary, and just celebrated its 51st here recently as well. So on Twitter, I was speaking with James Aquilone, publisher, and he last year had a Kickstarter celebrating Kolchak's 50th anniversary, and through his efforts, they produced a comic book anthology honoring the 50th anniversary of that television movie. The graphic novel here is just brilliant. It's filled with terrific art, terrific stories. There's some really great authors and artists attached. Highly recommend this. If you're a Kolchak fan at all, it's great. What's interesting is how the stories are framed. They run the gambit through Kolchak's life as a very young man up to old age, with each decade represented throughout. They even readdress the vampire in the television movie. As I said, the artwork is phenomenal, as is the writing. If you look, we have people like Jonathan Mayberry, Peter David, Kim Newman, Tim Wagner, James Aquilone himself gives us a story, the great Nancy A. Collins, and artwork from people like Julius Ota, Marco Finnegan, J.K. Woodward, Colton Worley. Like I said, some really, really great work, and we'll try to give you a little glimpse inside. Young Kolchak. Oh yeah, so some of this stuff is it's just mind-boggling, really. It's made with love, and that says a lot. Um, Kolchak was so influential. We wouldn't have the X-Files if it weren't for Kolchak. I mean, just look at that. Really phenomenal. Published by Moonstone, of course. Aquilone's publishing house. It's got intros in here by R.C. Matheson and James Rice. Remember, Kolchak was an unpublished novel. I think it was called The Kolchak Papers by Jeff Rice. And Dan Curtis came upon it and knew a good thing when he saw it. And I'm a huge Dan Curtis fan. He produced my favorite Dracula with Jack Palance. Of course, a huge Dark Shadows fan. And he gave us The Night Stalker. I mean, just really a tremendous creative individual. And this anthology honors Kolchak so well, and I really encourage you to buy it. I will place links to purchase it down below, and if you get a chance, I'd love to hear what you think about it. To me, just as a fan, it really blew me away, and I think you'll enjoy it too. So get out there, keep the love for Kolchak alive. Hopefully, I'll figure this YouTube thing out a little better, and we can interact more and talk about some of the things that we all love and enjoy, and a few things that we don't. All right, so you guys be safe out there. We'll talk again real soon.